Three, two, one.
Hello and welcome to the 19th edition of Trees 3. Folks, I'm Colin Roundtree. We're going to jump right into this week's episode with our bump and stump of the week. And our bump of the week has to go to Carey Price. Carey Price stole the game for the Montreal Canadiens, backstopping a gutsy effort from the Montreal Skaters. The 33-year-old netminder proved he's still one of the best in the game, stopping 35 of 36 shots, including what could be the save of the playoffs thus far. On a 2-on-1, which he stretched out to make an unbelievable blocker save on Mitch Marner. Price and the Habs can take a 2-0 stranglehold on the series on Saturday night. Our stuff of the week has to go to Deontay Wilder. Wilder is forcing Tyson Fury to box him next instead of Anthony Joshua. Wilder requested $20 million to step aside, in which Fury said he'd rather just knock the American out for a second time. It's unfortunate for boxing, as Joshua and Fury are the two best heavyweights in the world and are in their prime. Hopefully Fury can retain his titles and fight Joshua before the end of the year, but don't sleep on the Bronze Bomber, who's coming for revenge, although he's holding up the entire sport and already lost to Fury in convincing fashion. Wilder, don't be a stump. You lost. At least as a fan, I want to see the two best fighters fight, and you've proven not to be in that elite class. Stop holding up the division, stop being a stump, and get out of here. Coming in number 3 this week on Trees 3 is UFC Vegas 27. In typical Trees 3 fashion, we're going to give you our 3 favorite fights to look out for. The first one being on the prelim card. It's Mcgee versus Claudio Silva. This should be a gutsy fight between UFC veterans. Mcgee is as tough as they come, going the distance in 7 straight fights, while landing 65 or more significant strikes in 3 consecutive bouts. Mcgee is sure to bring that constant forward pressure. Claudio Silva, on the other hand, is a brawler, and his last 3 victories have come by way of submission. The problem is that Mcgee has never been submitted in the UFC. With the submission game not being a viable option, look for these two guys to stand and bang. Silva's landed over 64 significant strikes his last time out in a decision loss, and 32 significant strikes in just 2.5 minutes the time before that. This is all the makings to be a war. Look for this fight to go over 1.5 rounds, but I like Mcgee to win this fight. The second fight that we have to look out for is Jack Manson versus Edmund Shahbazi. This fight was postponed due to COVID-19 concerns and has been rescheduled for Saturday night, and it should be an awesome fight. Jack Manson has been the guardian for the middleweight contenders for the better part of 2 years. In his last 2 fights that have gone to distance, he's landed at least 122 significant strikes. Hermanson is well versed, but so is Edmund Shahbazi. Shahbazi, however, did get dominated by Derek Brunson his last time in the cage en route to his first career loss. Shahbazi has shown excellent power and grappling ability, but Hermanson is the more versed fighter through and through. I like this to be a tight fight, but look for Jack Hermanson to win this fight and prove he's still one of the best at 185. Our main event is Cody Garbrandt take on Rob Font. And Cody Garbrandt is one of the most exciting pure boxers in the history of the 135 division. 10 out of the 12 victories have come by way of knockout. Rob Font is a natural brawler, and his weakness is his ground game, which has been exploited in the past. Good news for Font is that Garbrandt is a slick striker that will try to keep things on the feet. Font has landed at least 90 strikes in his past 2 fights that have gone the distance, but I don't see this fight lasting that long. Both these guys have incredible speed and shocking power. Look for Cody Garbrandt to win this fight via knockout. Coming in number 2 this week on Trees 3 is the Monaco Grand Prix, the creme de la creme of the F1 circuit. The 78th running of the Monaco Grand Prix will hit the starting grid on Sunday. But with such a tight track with little room to overtake, no Grand Prix has a more important qualifying than Monaco. 2018 winner Daniel Ricciardo has compared to racing this track like riding a dirt bike through a supermarket. The Ferraris were the ones who showed out on Friday. The Red Ponies have been historically great at maneuvering the tight corners of the Monaco streets. In the second practice, the Ferraris finished 1-2 and just tenths of a second apart. Charles Leclerc set the best time, followed by teammate Carlos Sainz. Then point leader Lewis Hamilton came in to round out the top 3. Lewis Hamilton is the defending champion here, but will have his work cut out for him this weekend. I like the Ferraris to push for top 5 finishes and Hamilton to battle his way onto the podium. Coming in number 1 this week on Trees 3 is our second major of the year on the PGA Tour. It is the Pga Championship, which teed off Thursday from the Ocean Course at Kiowa Island Golf Resort in South Carolina. 99 of the world's top 100 ranked golfers are in the field eyeing the 103rd PGA Championship. Phil Mickelson had an excellent early round on Friday and leads the field at 5 under par. Our first golfer to watch out for is Viktor Hovland. He's been lights out over the past few weeks, finishing for a tie for 3rd at both the Wells Fargo Championship and the Valspar Championship. The 23-year-old Norwegian birdied his first hole of the day on Friday to bring him within 1 stroke of Phil Mickelson. Our second and third golfers to watch out for, as seen on the Monday Morning Wrap, are defending champion Colin Morkowa and Rory Mccelroy. Morkowa came into this tournament ranking second on tour in greens and regulation, third in birdie average, and eighth in driving accuracy. If his iron play remains consistent, look for him to climb the leaderboard and get back into the mix this weekend. Rory Mccelroy was the 11-1 betting favorite entering this week. He won the Wells Fargo Championship his last time out. Mccelroy was top 10 in the field in strokes gained tee to green, strokes gained via approach, and strokes gained putting at the Wells Fargo. Mccelroy won this event at the Ocean Course in record-setting fashion back in 2012. The Northern Irishman ran away with the tournament, winning it by 8 strokes. Folks, getting into this week's trivia question on Trees 3. To get in to win a pair of MLS or NBA tickets, we're going to look at the F1 circuit and which driver has the most victories at the Monaco Grand Prix. There's your question. Head on over to Sports Tree right now. Either sign up or subscribe. And remember, an upgrade in your subscription is an upgrade in your chances to win up to $15,000 a year and tickets to see your favorite teams play live. Folks, I'm Colin Roundtree, and cheers. You've made it to the weekend.
3, 2,